features of Metrix Learning 3.0. So what we have done with Metrix is we have updated the system so that it has a more user-friendly as well as admin-friendly look and feel. Basically, with the system, all of the core features remain the same, but again, it's just an update to both the look and the usability. So we have people from a couple of different locations in on the line today, and your two WIBs are the two locations that we will be launching this with. So next Monday, February 2nd, your system, both for yourself and for customers, will be launching over into Metrix Learning 3.0. So more or less what I'm here to do today is give an overview of the system features, how they now look, as well as some of the admin features. And then in addition, I'm here to answer any questions that you have. So again, I think that you'll find that everything is basically, the same as Metrix has been for the past several years, but it's more of an upgrade and an updated look and feel. So the current website that I'm using, you can see this is not the typical nysdol.metrixlearning.com site. For the purposes of the next few days until Metrix 3.0 gets launched on your site, we would like you to use this address if you do want to test out any of these features. So everything with your username will work, so you'll be able to use your same login to test this out. So I'm going to go ahead and log in to the system as customer first. Give this a second to load. All right, so when I log into Metrix Learning, you can see that the Getting Started page is a little different than it was before. We have simplified Metrix from 6 steps to a streamlined 3-step system. In addition, you can see that the look and feel is different here with the job seeker dashboard. There's also an administrator dashboard for those of you who are Metrix admins. You can see that it's gone from 6 steps to 3 steps, so we've kind of combined a couple of different things. The first thing here, step number 1, is to get started. When a customer who you register logs in for the first time, what they will see in the system is step 1, 2, 3. They won't have any of the dashboard here. The dashboard will populate once they've got going in the system, once they've added training, selected a goal job, assessed their skills, and so on. So you can see here that the navigation has also changed into one navigation pane up here at the top, so it's easier to go through. So clicking on step number 1, get started, what I'll be brought to is a way that I can either assess my skills to get a goal job recommended for me, or if I already have a goal job in mind, which many customers do, they can skip to the typical job titles page that they currently do. So for customers who, they're not, they want to use Metrix more as a career exploration tool, what they can do is they can click on Start Now, and they'll be brought to a skills assessment. Here, they can rate themselves from between 25 and 150 skills. We pull these different skills from the Federal ONET database, so they're really applicable across many different job titles. And here, they can rate themselves if they want to just do 25. That will be, the top 25 skills. 150 will be depth. So they can rate themselves from none, beginner, intermediate, and advanced. And what they can do here is go all the way through, and then at the bottom of the page, there is a Submit button and view your job fit. So what this does, the skill profile, gives them a way that they can assess their skills. And once they've done this, they'll be recommended their job fit. What the job fit does is it recommends, based upon New York State labor market data, the different types of careers they might want to look into based upon their strengths and their interests. So it's kind of like an aptitude test in a way. So you can see here that I have the different job titles. I can see the number of people employed, yearly openings. If I click here on this little binocular button, it'll bring me directly to Indeed.com for the job search portion. Or if I want to set this as my goal job and go through the Metrix steps of rating my skills and getting recommended courses, I can do that here. So I'm going to bring us back to the Getting Started page again. If a customer does know what goal job they have in mind already, they can go skip to the job titles, and this is exactly the same as it is before. We have our 1,000-plus job titles provided by the Federal ONET database. They can click on a job title to take a look at the description, the tasks associated, and they can make this their goal job if that's what they're wanting to do. So in the progress dashboard, you can see that once I set my goal job, this is one of the first things that will populate for me here. So going to the goal job page, let's go back there. Once I set my goal job, the next step in Metrix, you can see here, is to rate my skills. So here, this is the same thing as before. They can do an assessment of the different skills that ONET recommends based upon their goal job of interest. Once they click Submit, they're brought back to the goal job page. And here you can see the different skills that are required, their assessment, what they rated themselves, and the different courses that are recommended based upon their skill level. So this is the same as before, but we've gone through and we've updated the different training for the different skills. So a lot of customers come into training and they know exactly what they want to take. Maybe it's a couple of Microsoft courses here, some IT training. Next, I will show you the catalog, which more or less remains the same. The first option here is search. And here you can see a list of all the different activities that we have here in Metrix Learning. So a couple of different things are new here. As you can see here, all the way to the left, if a customer already has the course added to their My Plan, there's a little check mark here that will indicate that. And in addition, you can see this column for mobile ready. So Skillsoft has been changing a lot of their courses into mobile ready format. So that can be accessed on tablets, which is, I think a really great new feature. So for courses that are mobile ready, there are none immediately here, but there will be a little tablet icon so customers can know that they can access that on a tablet. In addition, if a customer wants to add a course from their My Plan, what they'll do is they'll click on the plus sign next to Add to My Plan. And you can see here for the courses I already have, I can go directly to add or edit the activity if I wanted to change any info. Let's go for Excel 2013. So say that I was interested in Excel 2013 training. What I could do is I could click on this to get a description of the course. If I know that I want to take this, what I can do is click on Add to My Plan. Here again is the description, some information for me here, and you can see it goes directly to Submit. Currently with the Metrix Learning System, before they're able to submit it to their My Plan, they would have to go to that due date and reminder date page. The new system actually skips over that, and then they're able to do that directly from their My Plan and designate or change a due and reminder date if they want. As you can see here from our catalog, you can also go directly to certification tracks and skill tracks, so an easier way to search. Click on certification tracks here. So our certification tracks have changed a little bit too. We provide more information for customers for many of the popular professional level exams such as CompTIA, Microsoft, Six Sigma, Project Management, links to the different websites, because with each of these, they do require prerequisites. So kind of right off the bat, the customers are given that information in addition to information we give them working with them through programs. So there's a couple of different categories here for the certifications that are available. So say, for instance, we were interested in project management training. What I could do is click on Business Certifications, and there's now a drop-down menu option. So Project Management Institute is project management certification. And here I can see the different certification tracks. Clicking on the arrow, I can see the list of the courses and the orders that I would want to take them for the certification track, and I can add them all to my plan this way. So next, I will show you skill tracks. So our skill tracks have changed up a little bit. We have actually edited and added more skill tracks. So what we did was we went off Skillsoft groupings, which are really good. So for instance, for desktop computer skills, say that I wanted to take some training in Microsoft Office. Am I a beginner or am I advanced in, let's say, advanced Word? Say I'm advanced in Word, I can do this, and I can see a couple of different courses recommended to me. So again, skill tracks are more groups of courses that someone can take to enhance a certain skill. So we have more options here. We also get a lot of questions about healthcare. So previously we had, I think, 5 different healthcare skill tracks, but we've gone off of MedCom's course groupings in addition to some recommendations from hospitals we've worked with their training. And we have different groupings of skill tracks if someone wanted to go into the different healthcare fields. And again, both with certification tracks and healthcare skill tracks, no one gets certified or credentialed in anything just through our training. They'll still have to take an exam or get hands-on in the instance of healthcare to get certified. But we've kind of grouped this so this is much easier for people to go through. So next I'm going to go to my Plan page. And this is one of the main features that has changed in Metrix Learning. What we have done is we have combined the My Plan page into a dual tab, My Plan and My Report. So again, the My Plan is where you'll go to launch courses from. They'll want to click the up arrow button under Action. I'd mentioned those due and reminder dates. If I wanted to edit those, I can click here to edit. Due and reminder dates are automatically set for 30 days from when the person adds the course, so I can adjust that here if that's what I'm wanting to do. In addition, we'll click over to the My Report page, and this is where I can see my progress in the system. So it's much easier to toggle through number of activities, passed, failed, overall time in the system. In addition, you can see here the status. We have the different status levels. So green for passed, red for failed, orange for started, and it's blank here for not started. And then for the certificate of completion, what I can do is there's this little diploma icon. So clicking here, I can get my certificate of completion that states my name, the course that I completed, the date that I completed it, and the learning content provider. So that part is the same. So I'm going to go to the Home tab. You can see here that our dashboard has filled out a little bit. So you can see my progress, the different courses that I'm taking, my progress in the system, the goal job that I mentioned before, and popular courses. So what we have done is here in this column, we took information from the past 6 months of the most popular courses in Metrix Learning. So if customers want recommendations about what to take, based upon that information, they can add them directly to their My Plan from here. In addition, if the customer is taking any certifications, they'll see this info here, and this is a little progress bar to tell you how far they've gotten with certifications. We also have more information here at the bottom with how they can get certified. So step number 3 in Metrix is to find a job. So what the customer can do here is they can click, and this will bring them directly to Indeed.com as it currently does. They'll be able to see the job postings in their area. They'll be able to filter through certain items, and their goal job, which in my case here is accountants, will automatically be populated. So this is also a way that I recommend that people take and look for courses is, you know, what type of career, what type of company are you looking to work for? Take a look at what Indeed.com lists for the skills or the requirements and maybe base your training upon that. So the last bit I will show you here is help. So we have our tutorials. All of our tutorials have been updated in the system to reflect the new content. We have our user FAQ, also updated. We have an item for certification FAQ, which gives that information outright to them. We'll have support, which I'll mention briefly here, and then we have browser chat, which currently is the same, but eventually we will have that so that it detects both Java and Flash, which, as you know, are necessary for courses to run. So that'll be nice to have that directly through here. So going to support, the last thing that I will show you is the support page. So we have simplified this a little bit. If someone's having trouble, we have a step 1 through 3 process. Step number 1, did you view our tutorials? Maybe they are a current user who is having trouble getting used to the new layout. We have the different tutorials to help them through here. We also have a knowledge base. These are articles, common troubles that people have in Metrix. So we have step-by-step video content in here, and then also the number of views. And then step number 3, if their problem still isn't resolved, they can contact us by creating a support ticket. We have our office hours here, and then the ability for them to create, view their open tickets as well as their closed tickets. So at this point, this is the overview of the user side of things. Really, again, all the functionality is still there. The same thing, but it's simplified and kind of a more more concise and also, I guess, updated look. So from here, what I will do briefly is just show you the admin side of things. So for those of you who work directly in the system, you will know what to expect. Okay. So as you can see here, as a Metrix admin, your dashboard looks the same, more or less. What you do have here is the admin dashboard, which I'll kind of go over right now quickly. So you have quick stats. This gives information about, total enrollments, course completions, license usage, and so on. So it's out here. In addition, certifications. This is not currently active, as you can see. It's the demo system here. This gives you information about the number of certification tracks that are in progress, the number of badges that were issued and passed for sort report. And then the only other thing that's not currently up is we have our skills gain here. What we will have coming up very soon is information about customer skills gain. So with Skillsoft courses, a lot of them do require that someone takes a pre-test before they can actually get to the course test, which in turn gives them their score. So Skillsoft takes those pre-test scores and we'll have the final scores and be able to measure the skill gain like that, which I know is very important. And then we have an easy way to take a look at reports here, which I'll go over in a moment. And then for you, the administrator, we have a couple of different very accessible, easy things that you can go into. So technical requirements for Metrix. We have an admin guide that gives information as an administrator, some flyers that you can go ahead and download, as well as a way to contact support. But of course, you can always contact myself as well. Let's see here. So really, again, as far as being an administrator, more or less all the functionality is exactly the same. So you will add and edit users the exact same way. I'll go to the users and groups so I can show you that quickly. Again, everything is exactly the same as far as admin functionality. You'll add people in the same way. You'll do all of that the same way, as well as adding groups in. For reports, from the administration reports area, again, everything is the same here. Going over reports quickly, really what I use mostly is the group department reports, which you may find as well. But you can always get information about users, about groups, directly from the reports page here. So going down to the bottom, what we've done for reports is we have different reports that are really easily accessible. So the two that I mentioned, the overall user and group reports, these are kind of easy, quick buttons that you can go to those for. License summary reports, that will show you how many licenses have been given out in your organization. You can narrow that down by time period as well. In addition, if you ever do have questions about licenses, you can always contact me too. And what we will also be putting in here too is a quarterly and yearly report. So once that's up and going, I can let you know. But more or less what we wanted to do with this dashboard is make it so that at a bird's eye view, as an administrator, you're able to see a good deal of information about your customers and the progress in the system. So I am going to go back to, I guess, the user account. Log me back in here. And at this point, this really concludes everything I have on my end as far as what's new in the system. Again, for the different locations that we're working with here, Metrix Learning will be rolled over to this new system on Monday, February 2nd. So what will happen from the customer end of things is they will receive first an email saying this is what's new. There's a link to the YouTube, which I also sent to everyone else here, that goes over a lot of the different features that I just did in a very short format. And so that will go to them before the actual system starts. And then on February 2nd, an email will go out to them saying, this is the new system, this is what's been changed over. Again, here are some of the new features, and if they, as well as you, ever have any questions, they can contact our support, and we're happy to help. So at this point, I'm going to go ahead and open up the line for any questions that you have. So feel free to go ahead and talk.
When it was talking about the pretest there, before taking, was it before you take a certification or before you were taking classes? Did you catch that?
That's like courses.
That's what it sounded like to me. That's something.
Hi, so I think I have a question that's a little muffled, though, about pretest, if someone minds repeating that.
Yes, the question was, you mentioned something about taking pre-tests before you took a Skillsoft course, or was that before a certification program?
So that is before you take a Skillsoft course. Let me show you that quickly. Can I just ask who am I speaking with right now?
Saratoga County.
Hi, how are you?
Good, Valerie, how are you?
The troublemaker.
Well, here. So I'm going to show you exactly, because I know that I have a lot of administrators on the line, so this is something I wanted to mention anyways. So I'm going to show you from my own account here, if it lets me. So with the different courses, something that Skillsoft has adjusted on their end, which I think is actually really helpful for all the different locations we work with. With Skillsoft courses, for most of the very new ones, and some of the ones that have been around for a little bit, they require that a customer takes a pre-test in order to then get a course test, which gives them their score. So I'll show you that here in a second with my own activity.
So this already existed before?
Yes, the pre-test bit did exist before, but it was not required previously. But now it is. So, which I know works well with the different locations we work with as far as WIOA and so on.
But this pops up when they are in a particular Skillsoft course. It's not a Prove It, right?
Correct. It's just a Skillsoft course. So just for reference, here on the line, when someone goes into a course, they are brought, to the home page, the table of contents. When you are working with customers in orientation sessions, you're going to want to mention this pre-test because, again, it's required. So what they can do to take the pre-test, this already says take course test. Let me show you. All right, so right here, for customers who are new to a course, instead of saying take course test, it says take course pre-test. So what they'll do is they'll go through this, and then after that, after they take it, they can take the instructional portion of the course. But the pre-test is necessary because what actually gives you the score in the course is the course test. And you can't get to that unless you take the pre-test. So that's how it is from the customer perspective, but also from a reporting perspective, we can get information about skills gain, which is very important. So you can see where someone starts out and then where someone ends up. And in speaking with customers, you'll want to let them know that A, they'll have to take these pre-tests, and B, that the pre-test score is not averaged in. They don't take that into account when they actually grade your course, which was probably good for me in this instance. But just keeping that in mind, I guess, as administrators, that is one of the changes for a lot of courses.
And it's not all of them, it's just some of them. If it had a pretest, it's just required now versus optional.
Correct.
Okay.
So it's going to be a lot of them. So for instance, some of the courses that are more popular I know are the Microsoft, so 2010, 2013, Project Management does this, Human Resources does this, I believe the new Six Sigma does this. So, just to let them keep in mind to go to that pre-test first. They'll be good to go.
Great.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Do we have, I guess, any other questions about, navigation, what to expect?
I have another question in Saratoga County, if I can steal.
Of course.
Okay. When you went over the skills assessments and the job fit, that new kind of category, One of the things that we kind of looked at each other and discussed was the fact that when we do a metrics orientation, we normally give them the demo account so they can sort of, kind of quote unquote do their shopping and do the tutorial and that kind of thing. So they're not eating away at any of their 90 days while they're deciding what they want to take. And I just wondered if that is still available now that they have all this kind of skills assessment stuff that they could do. Can they do that through the demo account, or do we have to actually have an account for them?
Oh, no, they can 100% do the skills assessment with the demo account.
Okay.
Really what requires the license is the ability to launch the course.
Okay, great.
So any of this other functionality, yes, they can do, which is a great question.
That's awesome. That's a really cool tool. We were really kind of excited when we saw you go through that part of it.
Great. I'm glad to hear.
Yeah. Has anything changed on the certification stuff?
Really nothing at this point. That one dashboard I showed you with the Metrix admin, let me just log back into this. Part of this dashboard is not yet functional with the certification bit. Eventually this will show the information about the progress and what have you, but it does not currently, as you can see with my demo here. With certifications though, something that did change is we wanted to put more information out there for the customer to know right off the bat. So of course they're able to take all the training. We have the info sheet in their My Plan, but here this does give a good amount of information about what they can expect from a certification track, what it is, you have to take the test. If you do have, if you're taking an exam that has prereqs or educational requirements, you must have those in order to test. And then more information about what test prep and mentoring is, because these are questions we get pretty frequently. So aside from more information, nothing has really changed with the process here, but that's it.
But the information is important. That's good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you said that we can kind of go and play around on this before it launches if we use the metrix30.metrixlearning.com?
Correct. Yes.
Okay.
So from the time we get off the phone today all the way through, Monday when this launches, you're good to go with that site with your login.
Valerie, if we're using that sign-in name, can we also print the flyers that I saw were available on the dashboard?
Just going to make sure they're in here real quick. Hold on. Okay, so I don't have those in there yet, but if there is something specific you want as far as flyers, shoot me an email after this, and I can,
okay, great.
see what we have on our end.
Thank you.
Not a problem. And who am I speaking with?
Lisa.
This is Lisa. Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So this was kind of,
All right. So I know this is kind of, a lot of info all at once, but again, hoping it's pretty straightforward. We really wanted to, it's been a little while since the metric system has been updated visually, so to speak. So wanted to make things easier, more visually appealing. So I think that you'll find really everything is more or less the same, just easier to work with.
oh my God.
It looks beautiful.
Good. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. I know it's a lot of work, and it does look, very clean and user-friendly, and, it didn't need that much improvement before, but, it looks nice.
Thank you so much for that. All right. I guess at this point, anything else from anyone else?
In the snow, I know.
All right. Well, again, everyone, thank you so much for being on the line today. If you do have any questions, after you get off the call here, if you forgot to say something, or after you're getting into the system and the new features, please let me know. Shoot me an email. I'm here to help. And, we're looking forward to getting this started with your, 2 groups. So thank you so much again, and I'll talk to you later.
Thanks, Valerie.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Have a good day.